Good evening, everybody. I want to sincerely appreciate everybody for being part of this Day 2's program. Welcome one more time, everybody. I'm glad to have you here. Like I said, today's class should not be missed. And thank you for you coming. You'll be wondering today what I'm probably doing. Today we have a whole lot of activities to handle. Today, the first thing we are looking at, please, before I continue, if you know you can hear me clearly, can you just type 2 in the chat box? If you know you can hear me clearly, can you type 2 in the chat box? I'm waiting for your 2. Once I get your 2, I'll continue. Type 2 in the chat box. Okay. Obviously, it's certain that you can all hear me. I'm happy I'm getting that from you. So let's start. Today, we said we'll be looking at pips, lots, leverage, brokers, platforms, and chatting softwares. Types of traders, technical analysis, charts, candlestick patterns, trends, and indicators. So let's start. Class, what exactly is a pip? A pip is simply known as point in percentage, or they call it percentage in point, and it represents a tiny measure of the current change in currency in the forex market. It can be measured in terms of the quotes or in terms of the underlying currency. Determining your profit and losses is an essential part of trading. So let's take a closer look at how pips spread factors in this equation. A pip is the smallest price change that an asset can make. In the forex market, currency pairs are often quoted in 4 decimal points. And so 0.001 change equates to 1 pip. For yen pairs, which are stated in 2 decimal points, 1 pip is equivalent to 0.01. Let me quickly start and explain what I'm trying to do. I will still give you these PDFs. Now, what is a pip, class? What is a pip? A pip is when you say 1 over 100 times 1 over 100. One times 1 is what? 1. 100 times 100 is what? 10,000. One divided by 10,000 is what? 0.0001. 1 divided by 10,000 is 0.0001. So what a pip simply means is, a pip can simply be, like I have 0. It means that I have 0. Please don't mind my pen though, please. 0.0015. So this figure you see here is called 1 pip. Why is it called 1 pip? It's called 1 pip because it is the 4th value from the decimals, meaning it is probably 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is called 1 pip. So this last value you see here is called a pipette. I repeat, that number 5 you see is called a pipette. So in other words, you can say 1 pip and 5 pipettes. Class, you see this one that is 1 pip. This is exactly what you have business with. But this one that is 5 pipettes, you have no business with this. The people that are responsible for this is who? The brokers. The brokers rather. The brokers are the ones that always have business with pets. You have no business with that. It's more or less like they've spread and all the calculations they make. So now, let's now see how we can apply pip in our daily activities. Let's proceed. Now, if I have an exchange rate, let's say an exchange rate like Euro AUD. and I have 1.12586. So now, if I tell Mr. Emmanuel that Mr. Emmanuel add 4 pips to this exchange rate, I expect Mr. Emmanuel to count from the fourth value. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we add that 4 pips to that 8. If you do your mathematics, the addition of 4 pips to that will be 6. Then this will be 2. Put 1 here. 5 plus 1 is what? 6. Then 12 rather. So sorry, that was 12. 8 plus 4 is 12. Take 2, put 1 here. That's 6 now. You put 2, you put 1, and you put 1. Now I'm going to do a very funny mathematics. What if I tell Mr. Emmanuel that add 10 pips to that exchange rate? You know in mathematics, there's what they call units, tens, and 100. We are told when we are very young that units is 1, tens is this, 100 is this. In that same way, that was how we got 1,000, so on and so forth. What if I still tell Mr. Emmanuel, add 10 pips to this same exchange rate? That'll be 1.12, 586. Mr. Emmanuel is supposed to come here and add 10 pips to this. I expect Mr. Emmanuel to now come here and put 1 and 0 here. So this should be 6. 8 plus 0 is 8. 5 plus 1 is 6. 2 comes down. You have 1.1. Mr. Emmanuel has added 10 to that. What if I have another exchange rate? I say, Mr. Emmanuel, add 100 pips to this. That's same exchange rate. That's 1.12. 586. When you add 100, I expect Mr. Emmanuel to come here and put his 100 here. That'll be 1, 0, 0. Then if you do mathematics, that's 6. That's 8. Then 5 comes down. And you have 3. You have 1.1. So in other words, what I'm saying in essence is, if as your PIP increases, it is going forward. You have no business with this last figure. That is what they call pipette. The brokers are the ones that decide on what to do with that. What you have business with is a PIP. So that is that. Now, if you are listening to the PDF I read previously, I said that yen pairs are different. Yen pairs deals with 0.01. And that came from when you have, that 0.01 came from when you have something like 1/10. When you have 1/10, let me cancel this. Let's say you have 1/10. I know what I'm doing here. If you have an idea of Forex, some people will be saying, is this man here to teach us mathematics? Let me tell you something you don't know tonight. There are so many people that they still don't know how to calculate pips, even with their experience of trading. I'm telling the truth. With the extent they have reached in Forex, they still don't have an idea of how to calculate. So this is what I always tell people. When you have this kind of opportunity, just calm down and relax and watch. As I am, if I notice any free Forex training, I can still go. No knowledge is a waste. Are you with me? So 1 divided by 100 is what? 0.01. Now, let's say I have it as 0.016. This fourth value is called 1 pip again. And this other value is called 6 pipettes. If you think I'm lying, go and make your research. All yen pairs are CHF JPY, GPP JPY, AUD JPY. Any currency pair that has JPY always come with 0.01. Are you with me? So let's say I have a pure exchange rate like this. Let's say I have an exchange rate like 115. Sorry, this color is too dull. Let's say I have 115.286. And somebody tells me to add 5 pips to this. Very simple. I'll add my 5 pips to what? To the second value from the decimals, like I told you previously. So that'll be 5 pips is added here. So that's what? 6, 3. Which one here? That's 3. 1, 5. Put one here. Put one here. What if I say add 10 pips to this? 10 pips to be what? That will now come here, and I'll simply put my 1 and 0 here. Are you with me? So if I put my 1 and 0 here, what happens? This value changes to what? To 38. So this is how pips are being calculated. This is how pips are being calculated. Don't worry, when you get to the advanced class, I will teach you further things. Are you with me? In case if you are still a bit confused, or you can possibly watch this video. Because right now I'm recording this video. Are you with me? So as I'm recording it, like I did yesterday, I'll drop the video for you to always watch. Are you with me? So let's go to our next phase. Like I said, we have a whole lot of things to do today. Our next phase is lots. Lots represents the size of your trade in the forex market. And in another way, lots is the number of currency units you will trade in forex. Actually, class, there are 4 types of lots. 1, the standard lots, the mini lots, the micro lots, and the nano lots. But I always tell people something. The nano lot is much more negligible. So you don't really have business with the nano lot. That nano lot is much more negligible. So what you concentrate on is the standard lot, the mini lot, and the what? The micro lot. Let's proceed. I always have a formula for lot size. And that formula is x over what? 10,000. Where x is the unknown value. You know in mathematics, x is always the unknown. Where x is your known value. Now, if x is your known value, let's say somebody like Mr. Emmanuel Adesanya gives me $100 to deposit in the forex market. The man says, Mr. Godspower, I have $100 to deposit in the forex market. What is my lot size? Do you know what I'll do? I'll simply say, Mr. Emmanuel, your lot size will be 100 divided by 10,000. Zeros cancel zeros. 1 divided by, oh, hold on. Let's see. Oh, sorry. I had known that there was a problem. Let's say 10,000. Zeros cancel these zeros. So 1 divided by 100 is what? 0.01. So this type of lot size is called what? A micro lot size. This type of lot size is called what? A micro lot size. Class. A micro lot size is a lot size that ranges from what? A micro lot size is a lot size that ranges from what? $100. Sorry. That ranges from 0.01 to what? To 0.09. So if you have $800, that will be 800 divided by 10,000. That's what 0.0 to see what's a micro lot size. Now let's go to the next phase. Let's who is in the house again. Let's say somebody like Mr. Aziz Babatunde gives me $1,000. Say, Mr. Gospel, I have $1,000. What will be my lot size? That's 1,000 over what? 10,000. Zeros cancel zeros. 1 divided by 10 is what? 0.2. So this kind is called what? A mini lot size. So this is called what? A mini lot size. A mini lot size is a lot size that ranges from what? 0.1 to what? 0.9. I repeat. A mini lot size is a lot size that ranges from what? 0.1 to 0.9. So in other words, if you have $1,000 to $9,000, you're operating on a mini lot size. So that kind of person can be seen as what? A forex trader who has what? A mini lot size. The last one is a standard lot size. The standard lot size is somebody who has $10,000 upwards in the market. So that's 10,000 over 10,000. 10,000 over 10,000 is 1. So this is standard lot size. This is standard lot size. The standard lot size is a lot size that ranges from 1 upwards. That is greater than 1. Greater than equal to 1. You know, in inequalities, when you say x is greater than equal to 1, it means that your values are starting from 1. It will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so on and so forth. So in other words, if I say x is greater than equal to 1, it means that I'm starting from 1, 10, 20, 100, blah, blah, blah. Somebody who has $100,000 in the forex market has a mini lot size. A standard lot size. Why? Because 100,000 divided by 10,000 will be what? 10. That person is a big boy. Even with $10,000, you're a big boy. Right now, how much is dollar? Dollar is 523. Even people that have their money in dollars, they cannot withdraw it anyhow. What am I trying to say? Sometimes I like to take some of my nairas and I deposit it in my forex account. For me to withdraw it is a problem because that alone is a business. Because as it's appreciating, your dollars is increasing. I remember the last time I placed a withdrawal for a student of mine. I don't know whether that was 2 weeks ago or last month or so. It was 490. But I just remember when you want to withdraw from forex, it will be like 430 or 400. You can imagine that increment. Now imagine when you have something like 4.5 million or 4 million. That's a big profit. Are you with me? So that is that about a lot size. All right, on to my next phase. The next phase is leverage. Leverage results from using borrowed capital as a funding source when investing to expand the firm's asset base and generate returns on risk capital. Leverage is an investment strategy of using borrowed money specifically. The use of various financial instruments or borrowed capitals to increase. Okay, what am I saying? I'll see you this PDF like I said previously. Leverage is brokers will come to you, Mr. Paul. We know you don't have much money. We'll do you a favor. Give us your $100. We'll boost it in the forex market. Mr. Paul will now say, how will you do that? They will say, well, Mr. Paul, we will give you a leverage of what? 1 to 500. Do you know what leverage of 1 to 500 means? It means that mathematically, they will multiply Mr. Paul's $100 to $500. So that will give Mr. Paul $50. How you think? That will give Mr. Paul what? $50. In the financial market, Mr. Paul sees it as if he's trading with $100. But the good news about it is Mr. Paul's money has been boosted from $100 to what? To $500. The question is, do you think the brokers they do this for free? No. I will tell you 3 ways at which brokers they earn today, and it will shock you. Number 1, brokers earn from spread. Somebody called me today and said, Mr. Gosper, is it that these brokers are the ones that produce the candle in the market? I laughed. I said, no, brokers don't produce the candles. What they do is they earn from their spread. Number 2, if you are trading here live, attest to what I'm saying. Have you noticed something that at night, the brokers will increase their spread? When they increase their spread, what do you think they are trying to do? They are trying to, if for instance, 2 million people are trading, let's say in a spread, they are earning $1. So for 2 million persons, that's 1 times 2 million, that's $2 million. Now, what now happens when at night? At night, these brokers are very wise. They know that at night, most people are sleeping, so few people are trading. So if, for instance, 400 persons are trading at night, what they will do, they will now increase their spread to 5. So 400 times 5 is what? That's the same 2 million. So whatever they are earning daytime, they are also earning it at night. They are very reasonable. Brokers, apart from spread, brokers also earn from swap fee. What's swap fee? Swap fee is a trade that brokers will charge you when the trade goes over to the next day. That's swap fee. Now, brokers, apart from that, brokers also earn from commission. There are some bouquets you register with. you have to be very, very careful. If you go and go on commission, wow, I'm not saying commission is bad. When they charge you on commission, they will not charge you on spread. That's one thing. But guess what? Sometimes commissions could be so crazy. You might earn $1 and they will take 0.08 dollars. They will take $0.08 from the $1. So that is that. Let's go straight to brokers. Brokers are firms that provide traders with access to a platform that allows them to buy and sell foreign currencies. Transactions in the markets are always between a pair of two different currencies. Now, what am I trying to say? We have several types of brokers. We have Forex Time, we have Apparel, we have Oxide FX, we have Forex, we have Xness, we have Avatrade. We have number 8. We have InstaFX. InstaFX. Well, sorry. We have InstaFX. We have FXTM. Number 9. We have FXTM. Number 10. We have Infinox. Are you with me? So we have OctaFX. Oh, it's there. We have Antec. I just remember now. Antec 11. Antec. If I should start calling brokers, they will all sleep here because we have 1,001 brokers outside. We have TopFX. We have number 12, TopFX. There are plenty. TopFX, you know them. You know them. We have FXTM is there. Now let me say something quickly. Brokers, there are a whole lot of brokers. Are you with me? There are a whole lot of brokers in the forex market. And if you are not careful, you register with the wrong broker and you hate it. But all these ones I'm going to highlight, like I said, they are very good broking firms. Like Forex is a good broking firm. FXTM is a good broking firm. I'm not saying others are not good broking firms. Please don't quote me wrong. I repeat, I am not saying others are not good broking firms. So FXTM, these are the ones my past students have used and they are so efficient. Antec, beautiful. TopFX, sweet. Infinox, I'm not going to say anything about Infinox. OctaFX, beautiful. Apparel, beautiful. Avatrade, beautiful. But what I use, what Godspower uses is Hot Forex. Plus, since when I've been using Hot Forex, I've never regretted for once. Number 1, in Hot Forex, I have 2 accounts. I have my life account and I also have my commission account. Are you with me? In Hot Forex, I have my life account. I have what? My commission account. Now, my life account, I trade it with ease. My commission account, I also trade my commission account with ease. Are you with me? You know the beauty about Hot Forex. There was a day I went on Facebook. I saw so many people, what so many people are saying about Forex. It was pure rubbish. There are 2 ways you can withdraw from Hot Forex. And the withdrawals are number 1, credit card withdrawal, and number 2, bank wire. That bank wire always take the same day. There was a day I placed in withdrawals around 4 a.m. on Hot Forex. Plus, I got my money 1:59 p.m. If I'm lying, God is watching me. In fact, there was one of my students that I helped to make her withdrawals recently. When she placed the withdrawal on a Saturday, I told the lady that you get your money latest 1 p.m. the next day. Lo and behold, this woman got her money as at 10 a.m. Are you with me? I mean, if you trade and you have a broking firm that is so efficient, you don't need to worry. Are you with me? If you trade and you have a broking firm that is so efficient, you don't need to worry. Since then, I have never had a reason to tell myself that I regret using Hot Forex. Do you know that I even opened live accounts with so many of these broking firms, but I've never seen a reason to leave Hot Forex. Because why? I am very, very pleased with all these broking firms. Are you with me? I'm very, very pleased with all these broking firms I work with. So that is that. So I want to speak about some things. Okay, let me quickly say something about some broken firms. Class, I will give you some applications to download tomorrow. I will drop it before 9 a.m. Please, I expect you to download it tomorrow. And I will, anybody that downloads it and use my screen recorder, I will need help from that person. I will need that person to help me display his phone tomorrow on the screen. I'll use someone's phone to teach the class. What am I trying to say? All these broken firms, there is an app you use. That app, I will show you tomorrow. That app will tell you how regulated these broken firms they are. Are you with me? That app will tell you how regulated all these broken firms they are. Are you with me? So let's proceed. The next one is platforms and chatting softwares. We have NinjaTrader, we have TradingView, we have Finvix. What I like talking about mostly is TradingView because I work with TradingView almost every day of my life. TradingView is a social network for traders and investors on stocks, futures, and forex markets. Plus, TradingView is so efficient. But I will use the day one of my advanced class to teach you everything about TradingView. You see this section of this class we are holding is of 2 stages. The first stage which you are doing for the 4 days is beginner's class, and the other stage is what? The advanced class. That will go for 2 weeks. I'll talk about that later. Now, types of traders. We have 6 types of traders. We have scalp traders, we have day traders, we have swing traders, we have position traders, we have algorithmic traders, and we have event-driven traders. Now, a scalp trader is a trader that trades from few seconds to few minutes. Scalp traders don't always like their trade to go to the next day. That's who I am. I like to trade. If I'm making $20 today, I make $20, I get out of the market. Because I know if my trade should go over to the next day, there's something called swap fee. The brokers will charge me for that swap fee. Are you with me? What's swap fee? I'll teach you swap fee in the advanced class. But you have to mind that if, for instance, you put a trade this night, if the next day you make $10 on that trade there will be a certain fee that will be taken from that trade. Probably they might take something like 0.25 from that trade. You know, if they take 0.25 because of swap fee, guess what? You are left with $9.75. I mean, mathematically, you are left with $9.75. So that's that. So day traders are traders that trade in news. They are similar to the scalp traders. I'll do this PDF, don't worry. Swing traders are traders that hold trade for a very long time. They can hold it for couples of weeks. This is what I cannot do. For me to hold trade for weeks, I'm putting myself into big trouble. How? When swap fee starts coming in, the loss is increasing, swap fee is increasing, I'll get frustrated. And watch out, most times those accounts, they go bonds. I think those accounts, they go bonds. Position traders are traders that hold for long periods of time, from few weeks to few years. Like those are position traders. Algorithmic traders are traders that rely on programs to place trades. Yes, what are algorithmic? Who are algorithmic traders? They are traders that design software. Right now, I'm designing a robot, but that robot is ready. But I'm backtesting it, and I'm going to use some months to backtest it. I want to be sure what I'm releasing. That robot, let me quickly explain what a robot is. A robot is a forex robot is also called an expert advisor. An expert advisor is a series of scripts that runs continuously. What's a script? A script is a piece of code that runs once. Are you with me? If, for instance, I'm going to give you a training on how to design a robot, because I also train people on how to design robots. If I'm to give you a training on how to design robots, we are going to be practicing with scripts. We work with include files and some other things. Then at the end, close to the end of the class, I might teach you how to work on expert advisor. Are you with me? So a robot is simply designed with MetaCode language 4. MetaCode language 4 is specifically a programming language that is used to design a forex robot. Are you with me? MetaCode language 4 is simply a programming language that is used to design MetaTrader 4 robots. Yes, design trading robots rather. Are you with me? So these are what. But let me tell you the truth. All the strategies I'll teach in the advanced class is what you will apply in the robots. If you don't know, it's just like somebody wants to drive a car. You bump into an automatic. What if one day, you as the husband, your wife got stuck with a manual car? What will you do? You'll be looking, you don't even know how to switch the gear system. Are you with me? So you have to be conversant with indicators, before you switch to that aspect. Event-driven traders are traders that keep up to world news. They're like fundamental analysis. Please, class, because of time, and I would like to permit questions. Let me quickly display some things on the screen and let me ask you a question. Now, for you to be part of this advanced class, it's just very simple. I gave you 4 days of beginners class. It doesn't end on Thursday. And as I'm going to speak to you, please, I am not displaying this to chase you away because you are not discussing with a scammer. You are not discussing with a criminal. Many people that took the risk to apply for the advanced class, they are enjoying it today. They call me and they always pray for me. I can't count number of times that students, in fact, many of them, they at the end of when we have situations like all this festive season and this, they gift me sometimes for what I've done for them. They cannot rely on trading, even with dropping their jobs. I'm not saying you want to drop your job, please. What I'm saying is they see it as a side hustle and it helps them a lot. Some don't even have a job and they see it well. Now, what is the cost to join the advanced class? The cost to join the advanced class is just a token, and it is 10,000 naira. We are going to have that advanced class from that advanced class will go from today is Tuesday. That advanced class will go from 13th of September and it will last 27th of September. Class, I know you'll be saying it's 2 weeks enough to learn Forex. Hello, let me tell you, even I still learn, but let me tell you something that will shock you tonight. In that advanced class, I'm teaching you how to illustrate, and I'm going to teach you some special indicators that will help you. You don't need to run. See, you can go to YouTube and start reading on Forex. I have done it. I don't need to announce myself. I have done it. I got confused and my head almost blew up until my own mentor brought me down. God's power. Do this, do this, do this, read this, read this, read this. Watch the screen recorder, watch screen. You need somebody to put you through. That is why you need a mentor. Despite the fact that I'm a tutor online, I have a mentor. Okay, the last time when we heard that, I don't know, you heard about this news, that RiseVest and some other companies' apps that CBN want to close them, they were 5. Quickly, a student called me, Mr. Gospel, I heard this. Is it affecting Forex? I wasn't sure of the news. I asked my oga at the top. My boss told me, my mentor, he said, no, it has nothing to do with Forex. And I smiled. I happily told my students, it has nothing to do with Forex. Are you with me? So there is nobody that don't need a mentor. And you know the beauty about this money you are paying? It's for both mentorship and the training. There are some places you go to and make your research. If you pay, they will tell you to pay for mentorship. I don't do that rubbish. To me, it's rubbish. If you are going to charge someone, charge the person once. And this fee can possibly go more than this amount. But how many people can afford it? 10,000 is a big money, I agree with you. But class, those that took the risk, they know what they're enjoying today. So that's what I'll say about that. That's what I'll say about that. Please, that's the account details displayed on the screen. That's not the account number of a 419. I'm not a criminal. You think I'm lying? Go to Facebook and check my details. You see me there, you see my family there. Are you with me? Number 2, once you pay into that account number, please, you see the WhatsApp number there, send a screenshot because that account is a business account. So I need to be sure of who is paying into the account. If you are paying through POS, you can just call me immediately. Are you with me? Call me immediately if you are paying through POS. Please ask your questions. I think it's time. Ask your questions immediately. You can unmute yourself and ask your questions. You can unmute yourself and ask your questions. I know of a girl. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this because of it's an experience. I know of a girl that applied to the advanced class last year, September. The girl said that she appreciated the program, that she was ready to sell anything for the program. She's a doctor, and to the glory of God, she's enjoying it. Are you with me? So please ask your questions before I close for the day. Tomorrow is another day. Please ask your questions. Is there any question in the house? Mr. Babatunde?
Yeah. Well done, sir.
Yes,
Thanks
sir.
for the tutoring so far. I
Thank you so
really
much, sir.
appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
I've been following and it's been very enlightening.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, so my question goes to you talked about the PEEP and the last digit where which you
The
call
pipette.
pipette, or I don't
Yes,
know
sir.
what you call
Yes,
it,
sir. Yes, sir.
pipette. So I can understand the PEEP, but I guess the last digit on some contents I've read in past about forex is they explain to the point that I mean, though pip is bigger than the point, and I mean, 10 units of points makes one pip. So I don't know if I'm correct, in comparison with your own
Although there are
teaching.
ways at which
And
they did the mathematics. Are you with me? But from my analysis, the basic
okay,
way I made that explanation, that's how it is. Are you with me? This same way, if you go through that process, you understand it so clearly like that. You get it. Sir.
okay,
Yes, sir.
okay,
Okay, sir.
okay.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Yes, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yes, I'm with you, sir.
Hello.
Yes, I'm with you, sir. Go on, sir.
Hi. Can you still hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you. Go on, sir. Go on, sir.
Okay.
Hello, go on.
So I would like to know what's the what does it mean to what is binary option? Why binary option trading? All this term is
Yes,
really has
yes,
been confusing
yes.
me. I don't know what is
I can
binary
explain
option
that.
trading. What does it mean?
I can
And
explain that deeply,
again,
sir,
when
in the advanced class. You get it, sir. I will explain that deeply. There
okay,
are some things you
all
know need
right,
to know about it in the advanced class. Are you with me? And that's so
all right,
it's
all
not
right.
just something I can talk
All right.
about now.
That's
Mm, yes, sir.
okay, okay. All right, sir. That's all I have to ask for now.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
You're
All right.
welcome.
Yes. Yes, Mr. Ibuka, you can ask your question.
Okay. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Is
Well
it,
done, sir.
I want to know, like, for example, I trade on indices.
Yes, sir.
So I want to know, before I make payments, I want to know, are you going to teach us on it? Because I don't trade currency pairs. I want
I
to know
will
if
talk
you're
about
going to have a
indices.
lectures on.
Yeah, I will talk about it.
Okay.
I will talk about it.
Uh,
There's no problem.
okay.
Yeah, there's no
Okay. Thank you
problem.
very much, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, guys. Yeah. All right. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Yeah. See you tomorrow, same time, 8 p.m. God bless you. Good night.